Going live. There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back. And they're saying, Mike, you've been on all week. Yes, we have. And we're going to keep on going. It's a pleasure. It's the Area Attack Podcast. I'm your host, Michael. As always, listen to us on iTunes and Google. And, of course, live stream on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. Without further ado, I got an amazing guy here that reached out to me. I'm looking forward to interviewing him, just getting to know him better. Darrell Branch, the offensive guard at Tennessee State University. Darrell, welcome to the podcast, and how are you today, sir?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
Hey, doing well. And, of course, before we get into some business, I just want to pick your mind real quick. And, of course, I'm sure everybody's by heard, of course, is the official announcement of Oklahoma and Texas. Your thoughts on college football going into this super conference, if you will, here in the near future?
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a power conference. I mean, that's a good move by Oklahoma and Texas to go to the SEC. That's big time for them. All around.
Most definitely. Absolutely. And, of course, I'm excited. But at the same time, hey, it's time to play with the big boys because, that's Southeastern. By example, that Southeastern part of the country, they don't mess around when it comes to football.
No, that's big time right there. That's big time.
Most definitely. And so, Darrell, I kind of, looked some researched on all that. And I'm inspired by your story. Of course, walk on the scholarship. So kind of help us, including myself, help us lead to where, because you're from Gilbert, Arizona. Is that correct?
I went to high school. I was born and raised in Philadelphia.
Very nice. So Philadelphia went out to Arizona, and from there to East Tennessee State. So tell us your story from a walk-on to a scholarship player.
Yeah, sure. Definitely into high school, got that PWO from Arizona, from Coach DeVan, took that, that's the only thing I had coming out of high school, really. I really had too much going on. So definitely took that and made it what I could do, try to make the best of my abilities and whatever. And we had a new staff come in like midway through December. And good guy, good staff, everything. Just at the end, it wasn't a fit for me, It wasn't a fit. So the best thing, right? So I did a lot of talking, with myself, parents, and I was real nervous getting in the portal because, I ain't got no big name, I ain't got no stars behind my name. You know what I'm saying? So it was real. It was like, damn, should I really get in this? Like, should I, Then I said, you know what? I believe in myself. I think my practice film, the film I got, is good enough to get somebody's attention. They can see some ability in me, believe in me, something, a word. I just believed in myself. So at that point, I just thought it was just best for me to put my name in that portal and see what happens after that. And I did that, and I'm blessed. I got multiple offers. Talked to a lot of FBS programs, FCS, and had over 10 offers coming out.
Very nice.
That was the story, and then committed to Tennessee State and Nashville with Coach George and Hugh Jackson and Coach Hudson, and staff goes on and on. A good thing, and go to back to HBCU, bringing that black colleges up and trying to help them out.
Most definitely. And kind of, of course, the transfer portal is a big thing now in college football. So what is the process? Because you're actually the first one I actually will now physically know that's been through it. When you enter yourself into the portal, because, the old NCAA days, the NCAA, the old school way was of course, if anybody transfers, you have to sit out of the year. Now with the transfer portal, you can play immediately. So what's the step by step of the transfer portal? How does everything work? I know once you get your name out there, what goes on once you enter yourself in that portal?
Definitely. When you enter the portal, I mean, you gotta talk to your coaches, and you gotta tell them what you're gonna do, and then you gotta get with compliance, and compliance gotta it's a letter, and then you gotta wait maybe I think it's a day, a couple hours, and they submit you in there. They submit you in, and when you finally get that approval, it's a message that comes up. It says you're in the portal. You talk to coaches, this and that. I mean, it's just I feel like coaches be just like I wasn't. I didn't even post like I was in the portal yet, and coaches are already trying to interact already. I wasn't even in the portal. It's just crazy. But that's it's after that, and then that's it really. And then from there on, film and building relationships.
That's awesome. And of course, excuse me. Of course, we all know Eddie George, the Hall of Fame running back that spent his career at Tennessee, and of course, almost getting that Super Bowl ring. But nonetheless, what's it been like? Of course, once Eddie George accepted the position at Tennessee State, what has it been like since then to know that you're playing for a Hall of Fame running back in Eddie George?
Yeah, for sure. We definitely he gonna build a new culture for this team. He gonna bring the NFL experience, what he had, and try to implement. And definitely he got Hugh Jackson there to help him out and got him along, and all the resources he got along, from coaches who coached him, and who got his back and he's friends with. So it's definitely gonna be a great experience, and him trying to do all that. It's really gonna be it can be a good time for sure, and win some games. Definitely know that for sure.
Hey, I know one thing. I don't know Eddie George personally, but I can guarantee he's going to put the best out there for you, and not just in football, but I can guarantee he's going to put the best out for you guys in the academic field as well. And dude, that's awesome because I remember when you reached out, I'm like, hold up, wait a minute. I think this is the university that Eddie George, excuse me, of course, accepted the position at, and sure enough was. But we looking in. So, what's it been like living in Nashville, from Arizona, and even from Philadelphia? Is there any? Of course, Philly's a big city, but any pros and cons in Nashville?
Right now, I'm back in AZ, but Nashville, I don't know too much about Nashville, but it's a big city. I've been there. It's definitely a big city, real nice. I mean, I think it's like 4 minutes, 5 minutes from the city, so it's definitely all that. So the campus is real nice, real big. So that's what I know right now. I haven't did like that. That's what I know right now. So got to get on the game with you and then give you a brief how everything going on down there. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, at the end of the podcast, I'll be glad to send you my number and just say, "Hey, Mike, this place is cool." Or, "Hey, Mike, if you ever travel through here, check out whatever good food restaurant place there's." I've driven through Nashville not a few times, but once, and it wasn't bad. I'll put it that way. I can't say too much because I wasn't there, long term wise, but
Right.
or long tenure. But speaking of Arizona, I just came back from Arizona almost 2 months ago. Visited a buddy of mine. He got married, and of course saw
Okay.
my wife's grandmother. And Goodyear, I think, is when she lives at.
Okay.
But
Mm-hmm.
I know one thing: Arizona is beautiful, dude, and I wouldn't mind moving back out that way.
Yeah, it's nice out here. I mean, it gets a little hot, but it's definitely a good state. It is no natural disasters. Ain't too much rain. Barely rains. I mean, it rains now because it's called monsoon season now, but it don't rain that much out here. It's nice. It's real nice out here.
So every person that comes on, I try to ask them a few, not too much personal questions, but life questions, if you will.
Yeah.
And during the live stream, feel free to comment in, and I'll get the questions or the comments if they're appropriate, of course, on air. But excuse me. But 2020, we all know 2020 was a year that we probably all of us would rather forget. And so, um, where I'm getting at is, my in the bargain, 2020 was a year I'd rather forget. My dad suffered a major stroke, and it was tough, not being able to visit him because of COVID and so on and so forth. Looking back at 2020, and I know that COVID's still around and all that good stuff, but looking back at 2020, what has 2020 taught you personally and made you realize that life is more grateful for certain things?
Yeah, definitely. I just lost my grandma last year as well around this time. So
sorry to hear that, my man.
I definitely know what you're talking about. Yeah, 2020 taught me, it taught me a lot. I mean, you got to be resilient, and you got to know how to. I mean, it's really hard to explain 2020. I mean, it's just I never been through something like this. I mean, it's just real, something crazy. But I definitely know, keep your head down, keep working. Things gonna get better. Hopefully, things gonna get better. This COVID it's hopefully it's going down now. It's a lot of stuff in the news, but hopefully they can get this thing under control and get it back to normal as much as they can. But definitely got to thank the healthcare people who are out there on the front lines. You got to definitely thank them the most. They out there every day trying to fight COVID and fight whatever else out here they're trying to fight. So definitely pay my respects there for the most part.
Absolutely. And is there, as you guys are headed into camp and fall camp and so on and so forth, I know across the country, everybody's within the next week or two, about to open up the fall camp as we prepare, hopefully, for a full term 2021 season. Is there any protocols that East Tennessee State has sent you guys that, hey, you guys got to be vaccinated before you enter on campus, or mask or anything like that you guys are aware of right now?
I'm definitely thinking they're probably gonna want you vaccinated, and if you're probably not vaccinated, you got to wear the mask. The CDC guidelines. You know what I'm saying? But I think I did see an email. They're going to pay you to something to wear the mask or give you a gift card or something. I saw on there, but get the kids, get them motivated to get a vaccine. I mean, I don't blame them to help them out and get that vaccine.
Clyde Butler, who's he's been on the show before. He comments in reference to Arizona getting hot. I don't know if I should say this, but I will anyway. He says gets a little hot, like saying porn stars get a little naked. So it does, Clyde. It does get hot. I don't know. I'm going to leave it at that, Clyde. I don't know where you're going to go with that one. But sticking back. Oh, can you hear me?
Say it again.
Oh, there we go.
I hear you.
Alrighty. Bella lost us. I might have lost you. But anyway, so going back to football, what's one growing up, anybody that you idolized growing up and tried to not so much imitate their style of play, but like, hey, I'm really going to work at so and so because Orlando Pace or whoever it might be is kind of like an idolize, like you're idling someone. Anybody that inspires you or you idolize their game after?
Right now, I'll say Damian Lewis played for the Seahawks right now. Rookie. Played at LSU. I definitely, try to get my game like his and, try to see what he do, his stats, with his model, what he's thinking, Shaq Mason plays for the Patriots. Mm-hmm. Another guy played guard, center. I think that's my two. But idol, growing up, I didn't even play football young, but I was around the game my whole life. My older brother, he played in Pennsylvania. But him and his friends, I was around them like 24/7 football, But I never, I always played basketball when I was in growing up, middle school, and football was never wasn't me really. I felt I could be the man in basketball, but things had changed, and then had to switch over to football where guess I belong. You know what I'm saying?
Most definitely, and but what was I gonna go with? So of course I'm gonna ask you one question. I'm sure Clyde's maybe on here still. I don't really know. But the Aaron Rodgers situation in Green Bay, of course, he wanted out. But anyway, long story short, if you had the opportunity, I'm a Denver Broncos fan. I'm not for sure. I know I got some stuff back there. I'm trying to renovate all that stuff back there. But if there's some, it's Tim Tebow of all things right there. But anyway, the asking price for Aaron Rodgers was 3 first rounds, and maybe anything else. Long story short, would you trade Aaron Rodgers, who's 37 years old? There's no wrong answer. I promise you this. Would you trade Aaron Rodgers for him to give up 3 first round picks?
3 first round picks and
to get Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers,
who's 37 years old.
Aaron Rodgers is a guy. He is a guy. I wouldn't think he still can get you what he gets, you know. So I'm definitely not going to hold that against him. I mean, if a team is trying to get a Super Bowl in the next 2-3 years, I'm taking. I'll give them, you know, the 3 picks they want. But I know what I have right now. Okay, I know I got this much time frame to get this thing going and try to get a championship. But if a team is, you know, don't got the pieces to missing that one piece for a championship, I'm not. Why would I give you 3 picks for one guy whose career is not? I wouldn't say almost over, but it's winding down. You know what I'm saying? But if I'm a team, I don't know anybody right now, but I'm on top of my head. But I'm a team that is in a position right now and just needs a solid QB. I'll give you what you want, and it's a good trade. But I know the max he has 5 years right now. I'll give him 5, maybe 3 to 5 years, and the last 2 might be not that good. But these 3 right here maybe can get you something. You know what I'm saying? Maybe can get you where you want to be. That's my take on that.
Hey, I like that take. Like I said, there's no wrong answer. And, you know, I actually got roasted on Twitter for being retarded, if you will, because I would not accept the three first-round picks. But, you know, I love social media.
It depends on, how the team situation is. I mean, you can't get – I mean, I wouldn't be called retarded. If my team is not, if I'm sitting here a GM owner and my team, I'm gonna be honest with myself. Can we get him? Is he gonna? What are we gonna do? Just win? What? Go 8-8, 10-6, or are we gonna get a championship? Aaron Rodgers, he don't want to. He don't want to get what he got the same thing, a conference championship, and he don't want that. He want a Super Bowl ring. Why would I even trade for that? Just to get the bare minimum. I want to get the Super Bowl. I want to get paid. I want to get what he wants. I mean, he got that one, but he wants another one.
Oh, absolutely.
Why would I go somewhere where I'm not in the right situation to produce and have the abilities and the weapons to help him produce and get to the Super Bowl? So that question it speaks for itself.
Oh, absolutely. Sure. Absolutely. And like I said, there's no wrong answer. I'm kind of, I'm not for sure if Clyde's still watching or not, but if not, I know he listens to podcasts later on once it's released. But no, I was kind of curious, picking some other people's brains, kind of like, hey, of course, I'm not, when it comes to Aaron Rodgers, if I had the opportunity for Aaron Rodgers to play in Denver, absolutely, I'll take it. But like you said, you got to look at all the options out there. But nonetheless, do you by chance have a favorite team in the NFL?
Definitely the Eagles. Got to back home. We're going
to
last year. Got Waddle. So I think I can do some damage. Maybe, the conference we play in. I mean, it's up to anybody to win right now. So I wouldn't. Yep. We can win 7. We don't have to. We don't have to win. 10 and got to win 11 games, 10 games to go to the playoffs. So I mean, I ain't got to speak too much on that one because it's self-explanatory.
Speaking of the Eagles, speaking of the Eagles, your thoughts on? Of course, he's more of an Alabama Crimson Tide than he is an OU Sooner, which I'll take that, even though he did play 1 year with Oklahoma. But he's more of an Alabama than me. But your thoughts on Jalen Hurts potentially being your guys' starting quarterback this year? You like it, or you think it's a little too early to kind of put judgment on him right now?
I think it's both and both. He had a couple games where he flashed and had a little bad sections, but I definitely think maybe next year, maybe the year after that, he gonna get used to the systems, and he got a new coach now too. He's not the same coach, so it's definitely gonna be a process. It's not gonna be bam, I'm gonna be right.
Mm-hmm.
He's not gonna be a Lamar Jackson or something like that. He's gonna work his way up. But hopefully, I'm praying he has a good season though. Maybe he got me wrong. Maybe he has a good breakout season and go for this and go for that, and maybe get them to the playoffs or get them close or touchdown short or something like that. Then I can't top my head down and say he had a good season.
And we not to kind of change the subject real quick, but according to Bleacher Report, the Los Angeles Lakers has agreed to acquire Russell Westbrook from the Washington Wizards for a package deal, including Kyle Kuzma. So Westbrook is joining LeBron with the Lakers.
Yeah, that's a powerhouse. I mean, I'm a LeBron fan, so I'm a little biased. I'm a little biased. I'm definitely going to think. Hopefully, they can do some championship. I mean, people are going to say they can't blend, but Westbrook, he's a pass first. LeBron's a pass first. So I mean, it's not going to be. I don't think it's going to be a hard time to mesh. They're already good friends on the outside. I think they will a couple games, to each other, but it's definitely going to be I think they can, attend the championships or, definitely get up there far. Definitely. I think LeBron was healthy this year.
Mm-hmm.
I think he could win a little far, but, that's part of the game. You got to take it on the chin and you got to get better. And there was no talking about it.
Oh, absolutely. And speaking of LeBron, have you had a chance to watch Space Jam 2 yet?
I haven't. I really got to get on it. I mean, I haven't really watched too much TV. I just been, doing a lot of playbooking and stuff like that right now, and trying to doing a lot of podcasts and stuff. So I really haven't had the time to sit down and watch too much TV. So I'm definitely gonna get on that. Watch that movie soon, hopefully. People say it's good. People say it's bad. I mean, it's a kid movie. I mean, what you expect?
Well, I was gonna say, yeah, it's definitely a kid movie, but I thought it was pretty well. I don't really watch much TV. I'll be honest with you, but it was actually it was a pretty good movie. I like the family theme of it. I like the theme of what they were trying to portray. So I'll definitely give it credit. And I ain't gonna spoil anything for you, but it's definitely it's a movie you can wait on. It's not one of those you got to go see ASAP, but it's definitely a good one.
I hear you on that
one. But going back to football, of course. I know one thing. I noticed on September 5th, it's on a Sunday, going to Canton, Ohio, of course, home of the Pro Football Hall of Fame, Grambling State Black College Football Hall of Fame Classic. I'll be honest with you, that's pretty special. Going up to Canton, of course, Canton, the big stomping ground for football in general. I'm going to assume that you guys may check out the Pro Football Hall of Fame Museum. I haven't been up there yet, but I'm sure you're looking forward to that classic.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that. I mean, it's going to be my first classic, my first, HBCU matchup.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm definitely going to be excited for that. Definitely going to have a good atmosphere. I know the fans going to be crazy all over. It's a classic and it's Pro Hall of Fame, so it's going to be Hall of Famers there. It's going to be a real good thing to get your name out there and get exposure. Definitely who I am, and definitely Tennessee State is as well.
Yes, sir. And looking at the remaining schedule of the season, hopefully everything plays out.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, the one game that stands to mind, of course, just because it's always a challenge, and we talked to SEC when we opened up the segment, the podcast. But are you guys pretty? I know it's way down the road, but I'm sure you guys are pretty stoked of going to Starkville, Mississippi, to play Mississippi State.
Yeah, I definitely saw that. When I saw that on the schedule, I mean, yeah, that's gonna be a big game for sure. And I definitely know we're gonna be ready for sure. It's gonna be we're going with a fight. We definitely gonna play to the max with that game. I'm definitely excited to go down to Mississippi and play a game. It'll be my first down there, so it's definitely gonna be definitely a great atmosphere. I already know that.
Oh, absolutely. And besides those two, which I think are huge games, excuse me. Is there any other game that's on that schedule? I know I'm looking through. Eastern Illinois can be pretty good, especially.
I think Jackson State gonna be a good game.
Oh
With,
yes.
with First State gonna be there, that's gonna be big. That's definitely gonna be a spotlight game for us. You know, prime time versus Coach George. That's definitely gonna be headlines. Definitely gonna be a good game. I'm really excited for that game.
I'm actually looking forward now. To be honest, is there any way you can pass this on to Coach George prior to the Jackson State game? I know they do coin tosses and so on and so forth. Is there any way we can make it to where the winning head coach that wins a race gets the choice of kickoff or return? I love to see Eddie George and Deion Sanders race,
I
and
know. That'd be that definitely be a cool.
do it. Hey, that'd be a cool way to get the to just have fun. I like Dion prime time, and of course Eddie George, two players I loved to watch growing up and all that good stuff. But one thing I know, and I can tell from your attitudes, hey, you guys want to win. Go out there and show what you guys got, and I'm sure not just from you, but the rest of the team that's the mentality. Is there any like a certain word that I know a lot of people always have, unfinished or whatever the case may be? Is there a certain theme that you guys are having this year, or is just hey, we're gonna play ball and we're gonna knock some heads off?
Definitely, Coach George is definitely gonna push us to be, good men on and off the field. That's the main thing. I definitely know he's gonna push us to be not. He wants to be the best man we can be. Like all around, gonna push us, and that's gonna be his model. That's his blueprint. Definitely, he definitely gonna try to bring tradition back as well. And I know education is gonna be the big. That's gonna be the, it's gonna be get that degree first, and then what do you want to do after? What are you gonna do with that degree? That's definitely gonna be our model, and I already know that. That's definitely gonna be our game call right there. Is what are we gonna do when them cleats got to hang up?
Yeah, I like that because at the end of the day, like my dad always said, when I was playing, and like my dad always said, eventually, and I won't lie, I didn't listen all the time to my dad, but my stubbornness kicked in. But nonetheless, that's one thing he always told me: hey, you ain't here to play. Yeah, you can play to play football, but we're here to get a degree. And like I said, I make my mistakes and I own up to them. But no, I think that's definitely important because, like you said, the cleats got to eventually hang up, and you got to do what you want to set your eyes out. If you don't mind me asking, um, what are you majoring in at Tennessee State?
Oh yeah, public health. That's what I'm.
Nice.
And another game I'm excited for. I forgot to mention this is Southeast Missouri. That's another game I'm excited for because I have my former teammates from high school are on there. AJ Locks and Zach Crine. They're definitely. That's another game I'm be excited for. And that's another game I'm be excited for. SEMO. It's definitely gonna be a good match. That's definitely a good program down there as well.
Yes, it is. I was about to say that they are very, well known in the FCS ranks,
Yeah.
and they, like you said, they do a very good job with that program. And That should really be a good one.
Yeah, that's gonna be a real good game, and it's at the Nissan Stadium as well. So that's definitely gonna be a good, real good game.
Man.
It's gonna be a real good one.
So having some fun. Do you do any TikTok dances or anything?
No, I don't be doing too much. I'll be on a little bit, but I don't be doing too much on the TikTok. I really chill on a little bit. I play a little 2K here and there, PS5. Play a little bit of games, but that's about it for the most part.
Very nice. Yeah, I'm not much of a TikToker. I don't even have the account, but I know a lot of people are into that kind of stuff. It's just
Yeah,
it's pretty cool what people can come up with just to make some random dance. But hey, it goes viral and it makes it entertaining. So I can't hate.
you can't even knock it down. It's just crazy.
But now continuing, course out in Arizona, man, dude, that's a lot of that's wonderful territory. But out in Arizona, um, how do they take their football out there? Pretty serious out there.
Yeah, it's real serious. Football out there, football in Arizona is high school football serious, college football. High school is real serious. Got some big programs out here as well. A lot of recruits, a lot of D1 recruits, a lot of people went to the pros from Arizona. Being from Arizona, so they're good. It's definitely they said it's not talked about, but needs to be talked about more. The athletes in Arizona are really it's some real good talent in Arizona. And there's a lot of slept on talent in Arizona that really needs to be looked at because there's multiple dudes I played in high school with who should have went, D1 automatic. But things work out like that. But like if I feel like if Arizona's in if Texas, I mean if Arizona was in Texas, so that it'd be going crazy. Cut it out. I'm cutting.
Absolutely. Come on. Absolutely, because of course, I don't follow high school recruiting like a lot of people do, as probably as much as I should. But of course, one Spencer Rattler, I do know from Arizona, I think Pinnacle or something like that. Of course, a quarterback at Oklahoma, but um, but no, you're right. I think Arizona, especially a lot of those West Coast mountain Rocky Mountain schools, Colorado can have some good talent in that area. Utah's got some out there from time to time, but Arizona, and I applaud you for that. I think Arizona should definitely be looked at. But I know one thing. I'm ready for college football. I'm sure you're ready for college football. And so, when do you guys actually report to camp?
You hear me?
Yeah, there we go. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I hear you.
There we go.
I thought it was me for a minute.
It could be my internet. I know it's been up and down the last few days. Um, when do you guys actually report to camp and start to get the ball going?
August 6th when we report. That's our move-in day. It's August 6th right now. So we back in Nashville ready to get to work. Football, get that playbook and you know, meet the rest of the teammates, meet the rest of the coaches and get this thing rolling.
Well, I'm excited for you, dude, and I'll definitely be rooting you on from Oklahoma. And I know one thing: you got the attitude and the mindset that the sky's the limit, my man.
Appreciate that. That's definitely gotta keep that mindset and definitely keep your head down and just keep working. That's the thing. Just keep working.
I know you mentioned playing basketball growing up. How has a game of basketball helped transition you into a D1 college football player?
Definitely. I think with basketball, definitely my feet, you got to move around quick. You got to have good lateral movement. And I think that really helped me with, in just like quick hand when catching the ball, making a little front move and, pivot and stuff like that. So definitely made my hands quick, real, grab on real tight and, all that. But definitely my feet, I think my feet is what moved what I really took from basketball the most. That's what I think.
That's awesome, man. I know a few people that transitioned basketball to the football, or even vice versa, and a lot of people, well, my height or whatever the case may be. But I think a lot of people forget about the feet. The feet play a huge huge role in any sport for that matter, but especially in football.
Yeah, that's definitely a big part, especially with O-line too. Your feet, you
Oh,
gotta have good feet and good hands. That's the number one part right there.
final few questions for you. I know you're busy. I don't want to take up too much of your time,
No, you're
but
good.
going to this college football, from a personal standpoint, or from your personal standpoint, from a college athlete, what does the NIL for these college athletes mean to you guys moving forward? I know a lot of people, not all, everybody's going to get a deal just yet, but it's a work in progress. But from being a college athlete, what does this NIL mean for you guys?
Yeah, definitely. The NIL really just opened up and helped a lot of student athletes. Some don't come from a lot of money. That scholarship money they give you in the FBS is not it's not that much. And people got to send it to their families, so it's definitely gonna help those people out. Definitely keep people longer want to finish out their finish after 4 years to get a degree and then go to the league because they don't have to people try to like fight for the league and get the league because their families are not doing well financially. So the NIL is definitely gonna help a lot of people out and definitely get people some money in their pockets. But it's a lot of things with NIL, so you gotta be real careful with that. You definitely gotta read a lot what you're doing and make sure you're not getting yourself in a little bit of trouble too, because it's a lot of stuff with it.
I'm glad you brought that up. And if you don't know the answer, that's perfectly fine. And I was always thought about that. When it comes to the NIL, is there a certain cap space, so to speak, or a cap limit that you guys can get money wise, or is it? Cause I know the NCAA has their rules, but or is this NIL thing a whole different shenanigan compared to what the NCAA can or can't do for the college athletes?
Yeah, I think some like when you get like an endorsement for somebody, some would like want you to fill out I think it's called like a 1099 or something.
Okay.
Something like that. They want you to fill that out and whatever they give you got to report it to taxes. So even with the small ones, the big ones, it's a lot of things going on with that. And you gotta just make sure you're reading what you're doing and don't just sign anything. Don't just try to get those little the little $5 here and the little. It's not going to help you out. It's not going to help you out, and it's going to hurt you longer in the long run. And then right now, but definitely, there's some good opportunities out here for a lot of people. Real good endorsements and stuff like that.
And I always wondered that because, like I said, you're the first, honest to God, the first college athlete that I've interviewed on the show. I'm like, I'm kind of curious because the NIL thing's a big thing. And I'll be honest, on the shows previous, a lot of conversation, is it good for the sport, bad for the sport? And I think a lot of us don't know, including myself, don't know the real meaning of how it actually breaks down and works. And I think it's awesome that you're able to express, to explain it a little bit better because now, we can look at the visual picture. I'm like, hey, it's not all about making millions or thousands or whatever case may be for the college athletes. It's, hey, these guys are still got to report it. You still got to do X, Y, and Z. And at the same time, help you guys, whatever scholarship money can't pay for school, be able to help pay for school and get out of their debt free.
Mm-hmm. That's definitely a big part of that. But NIL, yeah, it's going to definitely help a lot of people as well. It's going to definitely keep a lot of teams going for years, not just like, you got a good guy and they're just there for 3 years and they got to leave and jet. Now you might get that fourth year where you need that guy who can, really bring you to that next level. He ain't got to leave right to the NFL because he got endorsements and he got a sponsor that's going to help him, financially and help his parents out and say if he got kids, help his kids out. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely a blessing.
Most definitely, and I apologize. Someone tweeted second college athlete. I apologize. Yes, D'Artagnan Tinsley from KCU was on earlier this show. It's been a long week. I apologize. But but anyway, so no, that's awesome. And probably where I'm leading, not really leading, but the next question. Okay, next question. I'm gonna get away because everyone's blowing my thing up for the OKC Thunder. But looking at college sports, and I mentioned it on previous episodes in the past, the NFL is a big, mega, billion-dollar sport. I think billion is probably a good word to put it at. With the super conference of the SEC and the addition now officially of Oklahoma and Texas to the SEC, we're going to probably see more other Power 5 conferences go super conference. Could you see eventually the college football game now with the NIL and how everything's now shaping up in the long run? Could you potentially see the college sport maybe not so much being like the NFL, but maybe money-wise could eventually almost get to that point as a big-time sporting event?
I saw a take on that. I don't know where I saw that, but I saw somebody talking about that. I mean, it definitely could eventually get something like that, but I feel like it's just so many teams. It's hard to put it's so many FBS, and I feel like it just wouldn't. It'll be too much. Just play on like one day. But they do play on one day, but it's like everybody's not gonna have that same how it is. I feel like it's gonna be a little hard to do that with everybody on the same, on the same level. I feel like it shouldn't be. I feel like a good game should have that big spotlight, and that conference should have that big spotlight. I think it could help, and it couldn't help. So it's good. It's good ways and it's bad ways to it, for sure.
I'm a huge college football fan from the bottom to the top, and I'll watch anything and everything and of college football, and I enjoy the sport, and I think with the potential of college football expansion on the horizon, and now with the NIL, here in a few years, of course, is the NCAA NCAA football game back. Am I going to see you on the cover of EA Sports? Hey, I'll send an endorsement right now to EA. I'll tweet you and be like, hey, I want to put Darrell Branch on there.
They ain't gonna put no lineman up there. They want them a QB. They want them a receiver up there. They want somebody who can make them some big bread.
Hey, I'm just helping from big O lineman to O lineman. I'm just helping you out, my man.
I hear you.
Real quick, another question that came in. What's one thing that you're looking forward to at Tennessee State, and to position yourself to better position yourself at Tennessee State for the future of down the road?
Definitely, I'm definitely looking for. I definitely want to help out the community. That's what I want to do. I want to do a lot of community service. I mean, at Arizona, it was really pushing the community service. I really took that and just be in the community, get the community out there, come to the games, and be involved. I mean, that's the best way to get fans. Just be involved and give back. Help the poor, help the people who help themselves. You know what I'm saying? That's what I want to do the most right now, and help out people who are less fortunate, and definitely give back. You know what I'm saying? Get back to the kids around there, go to the schools, and read to them, and just go back there and get them something. Little kids and stuff. You're growing up in their town in Nashville, and they want to see. You hear me?
Yeah, there we go. There we go. Yeah, now that was mine definitely. The Wi-Fi was circling around real quick. But no,
Oh,
I
okay.
think I totally agree. I totally agree with you. I think being in the community is huge, especially whether you're going to elementary school, reading a book to the second, third grade class, or whatever the case may be, or and as you mentioned, helping out the less fortunate. I think that's huge, and I think it really puts a really reminder to us all. I know Coach Smith and I last night talked on the last night's episode was there's more than just football. At the end of the day, life is life, and that's the reality part. And football, 60 minutes, if not more, via the overtime. But that's what's more important. I applaud you for that.
Yes, that's that's a good part. But you gotta be out there. That's how you gonna build your fan. If people see you out there, and you know, look at them. Look at Tennessee State. They really out here. Got a new program, new culture. They wanna bring the community together. I mean, it's a lot of schools around Nashville. They got Vanderbilt, but if you out there
Mm,
on the side, helping that side out, and be downtown, and help those big businesses out, and that gets you up. You know what I'm saying? When the Saturday game at Nissan, who don't want to come to the Nissan, the Titan Stadium, and watch a game? Like,
yep.
who does? It sells itself. You know what I'm saying? You get out there and talk, and get that up, and get your games filled, and get the students out there in the seats, and you know what I'm saying. That brings a lot to you. You know what I'm saying? That brings a lot.
And I'm glad you brought that up. And like you said, the Nissan Stadium, of course, home of the Tennessee Titans of the National Football League, and of course the history behind that, as it is, of course, with the Music City Miracle and what have you, back in I think '99 or something like that, but or 2000, whatever it was. But obviously, being able to be in that stadium um, looks like three or a few times, looks like quite a bit this year. When you first step into Nissan Stadium, looks like it's on September 18th against Kentucky State. Knowing the history and who all comes through as a visiting team of the NFL, the Hall of Famers to whoever, um, what's your first? Can you experience yet, or even imagine what that first feels like? It's going to be when you walk through
Yeah,
the gates and off the bus.
yeah. I can't even imagine. It's gonna be unreal. It's gonna be like, wow. Like, I'm really gonna play in the stadium. It's gonna be crazy. But it's definitely gonna be take it in, and then got to finish business. Got to get to work.
Absolutely.
Definitely, that's gonna be a real great thing playing in that stadium, and just getting you ready for the next level. You know what I'm saying? Already playing at
Yes.
the Nissan Stadium. You know what I'm saying? Just get your mind and set ready. I'm playing the NFL right now. I mean, let me manifest myself playing in the next level. Let me work myself up. Let me build myself up. You know what I'm saying? Let me keep that in my mind. I'm going to keep doing this. Work ethic, keep doing what I got to do. You know what I'm saying? That's going to be what you got to do. That's what I'm going to be thinking about.
Oh, absolutely. And the fact that I looked doing some research was since 1952, Tennessee State has had 121 NFL draftees. So just because people are like, well, they're an FBS or FCS or the D2, D3, NAIA, so on and so forth. Like you said, if you put the work into it, the sky's the limit, and you never know what may happen after your first two or roughly 3, 4 years.
Right. You just don't know. I mean, like I always say, like, it don't matter what level you at. If you can
Yep.
ball, they're gonna find you. A scout is gonna find you somewhere. Somewhere. This is how social media works. They're gonna see it.
Yep.
You put yourself out there and you're doing your thing and you working and you go and you doing what you got to do. Somebody's gonna find you. Somebody's gonna believe in you. Maybe you won't be a draft pick, but then you take that undrafted free agent signing and take it to the fullest. Take it to wherever you can take it. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Well, that's what you got to do. I mean, you got to just keep your head up and don't look down, whatever level you at. Just
Yep.
keep working. If that's your goal, that's what you want to do, go do it. Why somebody gonna stop you? If you putting the work in, you might not have all the TV watching, ESPNs and one of those, but somebody's out there watching. Just keep doing
Yes,
you.
sir.
Just keep doing what you got to do. Worry about yourself. Worry about your situation. Worry about your team. And worry about how you gonna win this game and how you gonna be in your playbook. This, that, and the third. You gotta, put that first, and everything gonna fall in line. If it's meant to be, it's meant to be.
Mm. Man, I could sit back and just let you speak it, my man. But no, that's absolutely true, and I think that's why that's why I really love your mindset and the attitude walking into. Is like, hey, you know, we're a blessing to be here, and let's put the work and see what happens.
Yes, sir. That's what you got to do now. I mean, people can say this and that, and you can put the work in. The work gonna show. The work's gonna show.
Yep. As my boss always tells me, it's going to show who works and who doesn't work, and eventually, when you don't work, it's going to show. And eventually, guess what happens when you don't work? You're going to get either demoted, fired, or you're just not going to be considered for the big league, so to speak.
Yep. That's how it is. Plain and simple.
Yes, sir. And as we wrap up the podcast, Darrell, is there anything? I asked Coach Smith and Tinsley as well on Tuesday. Is there anything from your personal standpoint that the podcast can do, whether to get your name out there, the University of East Tennessee State, or East Tennessee State, my apologies, Tennessee State, and how can we help on my end to help promote you throughout the season?
Definitely, just keep the lookout for me. I mean, the field can promote me the most. I'm going to show what I got to do and show what my name is and all the talking I do. I'm gonna show you. That's what everybody. I'm gonna tell everybody. I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do. The talking I really don't do, but I'm definitely gonna show you on September the 5th what Tennessee State's about, what Coach George's about, what his motto, what we're gonna do, and how we're gonna finish people, and definitely bring them up to the to where we belong and win that conference championship. That's what we got to do, and put the HBCU on the map, and then that's gonna write history right there.
Love it.
That's what we got to do.
Well, I'll definitely, if you put some, I'll definitely be rooting for you, and you got our support on our end, and I'll definitely, I can guarantee it that the Tennessee State Grambling game I'm sure will be televised, so I'll definitely be sitting on my couch watching you guys and to get that W.
Thank you. Appreciate that one.
Hey, absolutely. My pleasure to have you on, Darrell. Darrell, as always, you're more than welcome to come back on anytime. Shoot me a text. Say, hey, let's do it, and I'll be honored to have you back on.
Yes, sir. Honor to be on here. It's a great time.
Hey, absolutely. And maybe next time my internet won't act up as bad as tonight.
It was definitely good, though. For sure.
Ladies and gentlemen, Darrell Brands, offensive guard, Tennessee State University, September 5th, Canton, Ohio, the Hall of Fame Stadium. Of course, Grambling, Tennessee State. I'm sure it's going to be on national televised. So when we get that out, we'll tweet it. Darrell, enjoy the rest of your week, and best of luck to you this season. And go get them.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Really do. Have me on as well again.
My pleasure, and everybody, you've been listening to the Air Raid Attack podcast. We will see you tomorrow night, same time, 7:30 p.m. Central, as we get Chrissy Freud on here from the SEC to talk some SEC football. Darrell, have a good evening and enjoy the rest of your week.
Thank you.